everybody, welcome back to the Hiveswap Friendsim. And I've got a cat on my lap who's begging for attention. Looking forward to this. It's been a couple weeks. It's always fun to come back to one of these Friendsims. Yesterday I was at Hot Topic, looking for a new Steven Universe Funko Pop. You know the one, I'm sure. And I saw this. They had a bunch of... And I had to buy it because, well, because one, you know, Vriska, obviously. But here was the funny thing. They had a whole bunch of these bracelets, right? And this was the only one that was the right color. The Vriska one was the only one that was the same color as the troll. Because, like, they were all colored according to, like, apparently the zodiac signs are tethered to elements somehow. I don't know. I don't know zodiac lore all that well, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, apparently each zodiac sign has an elemental affinity, and Scorpio's happens to be water, so it got to be blue. And it was literally the only one that was the correct color, so of course I got it. It's very nice. I also picked up a here, we blow up the screen so you can actually see it. Boom. So I also got the Dead Yamcha Funko Pop, which I just had to get because it was too funny. Anyway. Back to... Anyway, enough of my shopping trip. Let's play the Friendsim. And here, let's move some boxes around. Here we go. Volume 8 of Stresses, Song and Otherwise. That reminds me, I have a hot cash coupon I gotta spend. Yeah, that's exactly why I bought this thing, because I had the hot cash. If I didn't have the hot cash, I would have just gotten my Steven Universe Pop and, you know, GTFO'd. But, you know, I had an extra 15 bucks to spend. That was basically for free after the Funko Pop, so I got this, got the Yamcha thing. It was all very good. And yeah, that if it's the same deal as the one I was using, you probably have this weekend to spend that hot cash, so get on that. Buy some good stuff. Another night, another ramble. A classic song comes back to you as you continue on your way. Some of that good old earth wisdom about a specific kind of footwear being made for walking. You wish you had that kind of... Oh, god damn it, cat. You wish I had that kind of footwear right now, in this current chapter of your life. Or any footwear, for that matter. You've definitely learned your lesson about getting overexcited at the prospect of new friends. And running out in nothing but a bathrobe. Who are you kidding? Maybe not in that particular bathrobe way, but chances are high that wasn't the last time you'll fly off on the bayonet afterglow of an intense friendgasm. In a buoyant afterglow of an intense friendgasm. Okay, so who have we got here? We have Tyzias Entykk and Chixie Roxmer. Okay. This guy. Wonder if this is the... This guy just screams journalist to me. I wonder if he's the same journalist from the route last week. Remember that? There was like the journalist accosting our friend. I forgot her name already. It's that's what happens when you play a game once 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I wonder if this is the same journalist because yeah, this guy's whole demeanor just screams journalist to me. Oh no, the journalist was named Journo. Good point. So yeah, not that guy. So yeah, this is either a journalist or this is actually a down on his luck attorney, in the same vein as Phoenix Wright. We've had the one, you know, high class, you know, pseudo high class attorney with, what's his name a while back? We're still wearing his bathrobe, apparently. But this guy is not nearly so classy. Needs pictures of Spider-Man, yes. Also, I teased this on Discord, and so now I'm going to tease it here too. But while I was out shopping yesterday, and also picked up my hit up Hot Topic for some things, I also picked up a prop. That's the only clue you're getting. It is a prop. It's even kind of a bad clue, if I'm being completely honest, but I got a thing that Willie used and debuted during the Friendsim. However, I am not telling you what it is. I will tell you, so I guess this is kind of a clue. It is unlikely to come up in today. I can tell just from looking at the trolls that we were dealing with, it is unlikely to come up. Could come up, I suppose, possibly. It's unlikely. So that's your clue. So that's your second clue about what it is. It's a thing, and we're probably not going to see it today. Anyway, let's check out Tyzias. Yeah, I'm going to go with Tyzias. Or Teasing. Yeah. Here I am being the tease. Yes, I am. Flagrantly. Probably Tyzias. Speaking of it, I think that's how I'm going to pronounce this guy's name. Tyzias. Just up ahead, you see a troll leave her hive. How is that volume? Okay, it looks fine on the OBS. It just got really loud in my headphones. Okay. Just up ahead, you see a troll leave her hive, muttering to herself. She's holding an unstable mountain of papers and books in one arm, using her free hand to hold a mug steady. Oh, it's a she. Okay. She isn't paying attention to you, which is fine. Don't get it twisted. You'd love to make another friend. You just understand how that is a weird, flighty thing. Some trolls you mesh with, some you don't. You smile at her just in case, but when she walks right by you without stopping, you shrug. This planet is chock full of friendable weirdos. You'll live. You know, this got me thinking. There is actually something subtly profound about this whole experience. Like the whole premise of this game is like very subtly profound. That this isn't a dating sim. This is specifically not a dating sim. This is a friend sim. And the reason why that's so profound is that, like, you know, like trolls don't need love. Like trolls have got, it's like they got 4 quadrants of love, you know, they got 4 of them, they got 4 different kinds of love. They got love for days, they got love coming out their ears. The one thing trolls do not need is more loving, you know, it's like they got that covered in spades, and hearts, and clubs, and diamonds. What they do need is friendship. Because, like, seriously, their society sucks. Like, the extent to which the beta trolls, the trolls we were following, the kids and all of them, to the extent to which they succeeded or failed in you know, Homestuck and the entire storyline, was because they were friends. Like, those were the relationships that stuck. You know, it's like, I mean, yeah, there was the shipping stuff. You know, you had your you had your Rosemary and your Dave Cat and all that good stuff. But it was the friendships that let them win. You know, that was the thing. Those were the bonds that actually let the kids succeed. So, you know, I don't know. It's yeah. You know, it's just something I thought. It's kind of nice about this whole thing. Maybe I'm thinking too much about this. Maybe I'm like laying too much on this game, but fuck it. I think it's fine. I think it's earned it. All right. You smile at her just in case, but when she walks right by you without stopping, you shrug. This planet is chock full of friendable weirdos. You'll live. Insert the real X was the friends we made along the way joke here. Yes, exactly. You only take a few more steps before the sound of her absolutely eating shit in the sidewalk makes you turn. It happens fast enough so you only really see the aftermath of upended books and papers raining down on an impressively wide circle around her. The real friendship was the weirdos we made along the way. Globes. Damn ass rock. She sits up, but that's as far as she bothers to get. After taking a sip from her mug, which somehow must have stayed level in her grip during her fall, she sighs and gets to work gathering it all back up with her free hand. That is some commitment right there. Also a good priority. Save the coffee. Fuck the books, save the coffee. Yeah, this checks out. As a thing that would happen to me. What the hell? What? Let's see, 4 W's, 4 M's. Is this her quirk that she's just arrogant on crack? It's not like I have anything else to be doing. You've seen a teen movie or two in your day. You know this trope. The cool kid helps the unpopular nerd after they fall like a chump and embarrass themselves, then slowly the pair establishes trust. By the time credits roll, they've gone and fallen in love. Not that you necessarily want to fall in love, or that you're under the delusion that you are in any way cooler than her, but still, it's tried and true and also, like, a pretty standard decent person thing to do. So like the decent person you hope to be, not the decent person you are, the decent person you hope to be, you skedaddle on over. You stop short just in front of her wide-flung ring of items. You want to make sure she's not going to yell at you or murder you or anything before you interfere. What? JK, I busted ass. I know, it's a scene. Well, what are you waiting for? Yeah, pronouncing all those W's is going to be a little too much, strain, I think. Yeah, it's double Eridan. That's what I just said. Be a good bystander and stop standing by. She gestures kind of all around her, and that's confirmation enough. You bend to pick up a heavy-looking book, and there it is, emblazoned right on the cover. A gavel. A hummingo fucker of a judgment implement, too, with spines all around the handle. Oh, not a journalist. Law student, of course. Dread creeps up your spine. You slowly slide your gaze from the book's cover to its owner. She doesn't have any ostentationally blood-color themed clothes on. Although, wow, she is sporting socks and sandals. Maybe you are cooler than her after all. Oh, come on! I'm not just being defensive because I wear socks and sandals. It's like, they're convenient! But the very prominent eye bags are tinged teal. Ah, globes. A lawyer. Nah, not a lawyer. Not yet. I'm guessing. Law student. That'd be my guess. It's not that you don't appreciate your one lawyer friend for who he is. It's just, you aren't sure you have it in you to sneak your way into the heart of another. You got kind of lucky last time. The scales of judgment in your heart start to weigh in your chances. I keep standing there, paralyzed by choice. Pick up more papers. Well, one of these is clearly wrong. Well, when you're wearing socks and you don't want to have time to put on it, it's like, when are socks and sandals going to be? Well, if you're wearing socks and you don't have time to put on shoes, or you don't want to take the time to put on shoes, you just slip on some sandals and walk out the door. There you go. That's how you end up wearing socks and sandals. You kind of can't look away from that gavel. Those spines could really stab a person's skull right open, huh? Well, thanks for all the standing around and staring assistance. It's really helping a lot. Definitely can't just do that on my own. You're still stuck on the image. She stands up, grumbling, and snatches the book out of your grasp. She turns, waving a dismissive hand towards you. Never mind. Now you're just in my way. She doesn't tell you to leave, but she stops acknowledging you, which you figure is pretty much the same thing. You were iffy about this one from the start, but damn, it turns out rejection still stings. Game over. That is a hell of a gavel. Looks like something Reinhardt would use. I kind of love it. Also, I love her look, just like... pleb. Anyway. So that was clearly the wrong choice. Like, I didn't... you know, I thought that much was clear from the beginning. But nah, that's not what I wanted to do. Load. Yes. Is that in John's special bus? If not, why not? Good point. John would dig the hell out of it. Yeah. Actually, no. That's the weapon he and Terezi make, or Terezi. I tried to pronounce. More people pronounce it Terezi, I believe. That's the weapon he and Terezi make. They cooperate to bring it together. Sort of like the Pop-O-Matic hammer that he made with Vriska. That's what he makes with Terezi. Anyway, pick up more papers. You start making neat piles of all her stuff. After watching you for a second like she's making sure you're not screwing it up, she dramatically heaves herself to her feet and joins in the effort. I don't have time for this shit. Make sure to keep the B-34s together in my red folder. You look down at your current pile. B? That's the one with the little hook on top, right? Or is that G? Sweat pricks at your temples. You've picked up a little bit of written Alternian here and there, but you're still not anywhere near competent at it. Shifting through the papers, you search for anything familiar. You make out a few words, but there are just a lot of those little guys on these papers. And you've got performance anxiety? Oh, right. Probably still can't read. What do you mean, still? You look up at her, startled. How could she tell? Well, I mean, you don't look much like a troll. It ain't exactly a gargantuan mental leap to assume you're not from around here. But also, I've heard about you. Oh, now this is interesting. Plot progression. You straighten up. Any press is good press when it comes to friends discussing you, right? Deals talk. Oh. Unfortunately. Oh. She puts her mug down on the ground and picks up a fallen book, talking as she flips to whatever page she's looking for. Your reputation precedes you. That little asshole is going to have even more unfortunate crap to say to me when he finds out I set us all back by dropping half our group project in a ditch. Are we going to go back to, Gorgor? She paces in flustered circles until she finds a bookmark among the debris. Flicking a wet leaf off of it, she shoves it in an open spine of the book and slams it close. Ugh, whatever. I can't think about that yet. Gotta get all this back in order first. Right, yeah, the ordering of stuff. You keep at it, doing the best you can to keep similar-looking things together. Yeah. You can feel her eyes on your back, and you turn to face judgment. Yeah, you basically got it right, actually. You did say you were quick on the draw. I'm Tyzias, by the way. She doesn't so much smile at you as grimace. It looks mostly pleased, as exhausted expressions go. That's as good friendship-building material as any other. You've certainly started with worse than being complimented. The breeze plays at the end of her frizzy hair, ruffling a few pages while it's at it. Now that you aren't frantically trying to prove your helpfulness, and have a moment to think, you don't know if the sidewalk is the best place to be starting from scratch with a whole filing system? You open your mouth to tell her as much when a huge papa gust flows in Breeze Jr.'s wake, blowing all the neat snacks back into chaos. Mother grubbin'! She sinks slowly back into the snow globe of paper, taking a long sip from her mug sitting next to her, and then tilts her head back and unleashes a single deep gut holler. You scuttle around, catching documents out of the air until the gust is gone. It's not that Tyzias doesn't seem capable, it's just that she seems a bit burnt out. Ain't that hell relatable? You know what it's like to feel like you're at the end of your rope. So now you have half a swinging grab at a handle on things here, you feel like it's your turn to do the heavy friendship lifting. Suggest that a small breather might help. Offer to help her organize it all at somewhere with less of a breeze risk. That seems like the smart play. So we're going to do the other thing. They still haven't fixed the hitbox on these numbers. Yeah, yeah. Tyzias has very much the college student aesthetic. Let's go for the small mental breather, which will probably, well, I don't know, it might, this might be one of those things where, like, helping her professionally isn't the right thing to do, where, like, she really does just need, like, you know, a mental health day. And, like, she'll protest at first. It's like, no, I've got to get this done, But then, like, by the end of the day, she's, like, having fun, and it's exactly what she needed. So yeah, on the whole, I'm leaning towards the top choice being the correct one, so we're going to go with the bottom one. Go somewhere with less of a breeze risk. Hey, your night is pretty wide open. You wouldn't mind moving this operation to a less windy location and getting it together for real. Yeah. Alright. She still sits there kind of dazedly, so you take it. So you take over. It feels nice to be useful, even if you're not super confident about your skills. You at least know how to make a mean pile. After you make a handful of them, she moves to join in the effort, so you shoosh her back down. You're a helpful make-help person, and you've got it. She makes a non-committal noise and watches you work. You try not to feel too bad when she winces at a few of your sorting decisions. She doesn't stop you, at least. Hi, cat. My hand is currently trying to rest his head on top of my hand, which is on top of my mouse. It's making it quite difficult to play. She scrunches up her face and yawns, which catches you off guard. Man, she really is white. You look away from her to the paper you were about to grab, but it's not there. Maybe it ballooned to another stack? Or you picked it up already and forgot? Yeah, that's probably right. Anyway, she had her eyes closed so she didn't notice. It'll be fine. Yep, here we go. This is the start. That was the butterfly. that was the butterfly flapping its wings, and the hurricane will hit probably in about 10 minutes of gameplay. Oh, gameplay. It's a visual novel. You know what I mean. Once you have everything kinda together, you help her to her feet. You're pretty sure that was her hive she just walked out of, so you ask if you should go there. No, I was heading to the book hive. I can take you there. She seems to rally a bit now that it's her turn to lead the way. She picks up a hefty stack of her things, balances her mug on top of it all, and starts walking. Move it or lose it. It being the opportunity to engage in some really tedious micromanagement. Jesus Christ, that's a fucking word? This is starting to remind me of, like, there's that one Tumblr post gag of, like, what would happen if Irridin and Cronus got into a conversation together and their quirks just build off of each other until eventually each sentence is just a nonsensical string of M's and W's for all time. Ugh. There's no choice to be had, really. You move it. Walk, 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 walk. That was a cute little walking animation. The book hive is an imposing building, and inside are a series of rooms opening off a central atrium. You walk past one open set of double doors showing off a room full of weird statues and display cases, and another one bright with the light of dozens of display screens and humming with electricity. Further around the curve of the room, you pass a room full of brains in jars. It really looks like brains in jars. That would not surprise me terribly. I'm going to take a look at the background. A couple trolls hiding behind the text box. There's the heiress again. Yeah, V's and W's. Not, my mistake. There's another still, a windowless one, ostentatiously secured with multiple padlocks and what looks like a retina scanner. There are a bunch of trolls in each room, and as you keep passing doors, you realize they're almost all teal bloods. Are they the nerd cast? I mean, bold of you to assume there's only one nerd cast. Wow, harsh. I mean, yeah, though. We kind of are. I know plenty of gold bloods who spend their nerd energy ruining the internet from their basements, and blue bloods usually have their own personal jerk-off book hives. And they're always outliers, I guess. But yeah, between us and the Jades, the book hive is blue-green dweeb city. Walk, walk. Tyzias keeps moving like this is nothing new. To her, you guess it isn't. She pushes a creaky wooden door open to reveal a large study room full of bookshelves and furniture. There are even a few weird-looking ferns decorating the place, and the ferns look like they have teeth. Fool! Every cast is the nerd cast. There we go. There you go. Chat knows what I'm talking about. In here are a bunch of trolls, some reading, many on their computers. You dump the stuff you lugged here onto one of the tables. The sound echoes in here, and a handful of trolls look your way. Yikes. You hope your presence won't be too conspicuous. You're probably fine. Unless someone gets horny for acting grown and wants a bounty. There's a bounty on our head. Wait, back up. There's a bounty on our head? Damn it. So much for all good press is bad press. Wait, no. Scratch that. So much for all press is good press. God damn it. There's a bounty on our head? Shit. That's gonna come back. But you're with me, so they probably won't mess with you. You're a little surprised by that. Tyzias, who has slumped down in a chair and is stolidly reorganizing her piles, doesn't exactly give off a brawler aura. No, like they know I'll talk them out of it. Or whine at them about leaving me alone until they do. That makes you feel safe enough. So, time to do some old-fashioned organizing. What is this big project anyway? Good question. It's just some bullshit. She stops and cuts her eyes around the room, but no one is still paying attention as far as you can see. She starts speaking again, quieter. An assignment for one of many legislature training courses. We're supposed to choose a prosecutable offense from the scrolls of evisceration and list all potential... She must be able to sense your eyes glazing over at the idea of another long and not parsable legal jargon ramble, because she cuts herself off there. It's barely worth describing. Law student, like I said, called it. Grub school level, honestly, but it's extremely fucking tedious to research and then annotate. Especially when you can't find sources that haven't been scrubbed nice and fuchsia. Anyway, as long as we get things in the right folders in the right order, we should be good for now. That's where we fucked up. Sounds good enough to you. Plenty of time to keep chatting and getting to know each other, though. Though she said this was a group project, right? Where are her group members? Shouldn't they be contributing? Like I'd let them. Just kidding. I'm very good at allowing people to help me. She grits her teeth and nods at you, masterfully setting aside the papers labeled with the letter that looks like a little microscope. Case in point. Anyway, they did their parts already. I just want to make sure to add the finishing touches. Right then you hear approaching footsteps. It better be some high blood you gotta take out. It better not be some high blood you gotta take out. You mean you'll do it if you have to, it's tried and true. You're just not sure how well this dynamic duo would fare in that case. You stop scanning the room for potential bludgeoning material when you see Tyzias' expression go from regular tired to tired and annoyed, but not in fear of mortal peril. You hear him speak right as you start to turn. Gorgor? Yep, Gorgor! How the mighty fall, and into a mud puddle it seems. At least my associate seems to be picking up after you fairly efficiently. Fuck off, Sorgor. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, there's definitely supposed to be a sprite here, but it's broken. So yeah, just imagine... Here, actually... hang on. Improvise. The role of Gorgor will now be played by me. This is silly. We know what he looks like, it's fine. I'm even kind of wearing... it's not the right shade of blue, but it's close to teal. Alright. We'll have it together in time. You're sure you don't require any assistance? I'd have to raise my rates for my original offer, but you know it still stands. I wonder if his tally would show up. You know, because like remember during his route, he had like the running tally of his costs. I wonder if that was supposed to appear with him. Hard to say because he's not here, but you know. You're sure you don't require any assistance? I'd have to raise my rate from my original offer, but you know it still stands. You did your part already. So spare me both your sales pitch and your company before you give me a second acid tube ulcer. Oh, right, you need to do those final edits of yours. Subtextual anti-establishment agendas don't insert themselves, after all. Suit yourself. See you in class. They give each other an identical but inscrutable hand signal. If the huff of protuberance from a nearby jade is any indication, it's got to be something. It's got to be something vulgar. Yeah, Chad is wondering if they could fix it just by taking the images from Volume 4 and inserting it into Volume 8. Yeah, maybe. You should try it. Do a little Doki Doki sprite work. See how it works out for you. Perish. It's like, hang on now. It's like, then perish. Okay. Did that work out? I couldn't actually see if that worked out on the. Okay. That kind of worked. He smirks and raises his eyebrows at you as he turns to go. Come by later? You nod. Okay, and that's the end of my fun there. Let's fix my camera. That was silly. You open your mouth to be nosy, but Tyzias sees it coming a mile away. What? You never had a class friend? Someone who does good work but is miserable to hang out with? I don't have time to waste on more than one quadrant, or I'm lying to you, so don't blow a brain gasket. Just when you think you have all the troll dynamics down, you gotta make room for that cursed bastard nuance. Anyway, you guess it makes sense. You and your troll friends have all kind of weird vibes with each other, too. Whatever works. I have had friends like that, where it's like, fuck, they're reliable. Come on, let's get this shit done. Now the role of Tagora will be played by Obama. Exactly. You go back to happily sorting. Tyzias rolls her shoulders and starts leafing through your piles. Where's my... Here we go. Have you seen the handwritten page? It should be here. Yep, we fucked up. She starts double-checking herself. Her pace doesn't so much escalate as it does intensify. Her whole body becomes almost graceful with efficiency. You got everything, right? I thought I watched where it all went. I could have sworn I saw it land. You can help her redo a lost page. It shouldn't be too hard to recreate it. That doesn't help. She glares at you and starts forcefully whispering, starts double-checking piles without giving up. Without looking, like she knows them by touch. You don't understand. Those were my personal notes on an extremely sensitive topic I discovered while researching. I was only planning on using it to inform my stance, not turn it in with the rest. It's not here. There we go. She stops her futile search, downs the rest of whatever's in her mug, and holds her head in her hands. I'm fucked. Might as well go down right here, and... Might as well lay down right here, and until moss grows on my desiccated body. The update from chat, just taking the sprites from Volume 4 and adding them to Volume 8 did not work. Shame. That would have been cool. Excuse me. That would have been cool if it had worked. That's dramatic. You don't want to blame her or anything, especially since it is possibly sort of your fault it's lost. But you still want to give her hope. Maybe next time she could use Goregdocs. It won't blow away and has collaboration settings you've used them with. Her head pops back up, her features slack. I can't use Gorgledocs for this. Are you listening? That's the whole point. You know who owns that, right? Every document is monitored. Analog is the only way to do anything unless you know how to get me into the dark web, which I fucking doubt. If someone found it, if my handwriting is recognized, I'm dead. Then I'll never be able to... She trails off, just sort of slumped to her seats. Slumped in her seat, staring into the void. Shit, you really fucked up. You admit to her that you may have allowed one page to blow away when you weren't paying attention, and that it could possibly have been that one. Great. I can't believe I was stupid enough to let someone else handle things. I was just so tired. Her shoulders start to shake a bit. Oh, no, don't cry. Don't, God damn it. Oh no. It's a, MSPA reader is echoing me again. Oh. Should it be the bright web and alternating polygons? Good point. It's not the dark web, it should be the bright web. Oh no, you made the troll cry. God damn it. She doesn't cry, but you almost wish she would. The way she just keeps blinking back her tears and hiding her face with her arm is worse. Oh, god damn it. Feels invasive to watch, and thankfully it doesn't last. She sniffs once, clears her throat, and wipes her face with her sleeves. Silently, she stacks all of her things back in a pile. Okay. I need to retrace my steps. It's worse. So much worse. Maybe it hasn't been spotted yet. Maybe they'll be okay. Or maybe a drone found it and you're fucked. It won't, but oh well. You reach to help, desperate to fix the situation, but she gingerly picks her hand off one of her books and drops it into your lap. Your stomach sinks to join it. No. Don't worry. I've got it. She rustles it all into a precarious heap in her arms. It wobbles once as she makes her way steadily to the door, but she catches it herself. Head high, she keeps walking. She doesn't look back. Game over? Oh. So this isn't as bad as the Skyla failure arc, but this is still some pretty heavy... This is a pretty heavy failure state, guys. Yeah, it's worse than crying. They're just... Not even crying, just fucking broken. Fuck. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's get the fuck out of this bad ending and do this the proper way, shall we? Load. So hey, I was right. Like, offer her a small breather. She needs a mental break. That's what she needs. Suggest that a small breather might help. You just ruined her life. Yes, I did. Let's see. So yeah, how many of the failure states end with us just completely fucking over the troll? It was like, let's see, there was this one, there was the Skyla one, kind of the Bronia one. You know, we get a bunch of her people killed. So yeah, those are probably like the 3 worst endings we've had so far. Then the zebra ending. All of the zebra endings are worse than that, though. So just a small mental breather. Ugh. Yeah, you kill babies with Bronia. You know a breaking point when you see one. You weren't expecting it so early in a potential friendship encounter, but still. It's clear that this troll needs some time to chill. This is a mess, right? She swings the pendulum in her... Pendulum? She swings the pendulum of her chin over to glare deadened knives at your guts. Okay, yes, it's a mess. But it seems like maybe, just perhaps, it would be best to sort of put a pin in all of it, to suck air in and out of our insufflation sacs or whatever, and just get it together for a minute. No group projects were ever aced when the clear leader was not at her peak mental performance. She wrinkles up her nose and closes her eyes. You know what? Fine. Fuck it. Not all of it, of course, but this night specifically, and everything and everyone I know or have thought extensively about before in my life. So that just leaves you. Fuck everything except you. Once again, not a dating sim, so that's perfect. Fuck everything except me. Perfect. That's exactly what we're shooting for, as a matter of fact. What do you have in mind, friend? Because I'm all out of ideas. That word still does a number on you, no matter how many times you hear it used flippantly. You have an idea already, so you hurriedly gather her shit into an extremely unorganized pile, which she drops off in her hive to deal with later. You half expect her to just not come back out, but she does. She's kept only one heavily annotated tome in her mug, which she nods at when... Excuse me again! Which she nods at when she speaks. I know, but these are for just in case. Anyway, do your worst. With a salute and a few gentle tugs at Tyzias' sleeve to keep her moving, you get going. What did you have in mind? I love that little... I don't know why that little bounce is so cute, but it kind of is. Boop, 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 boop. You and your Eternian pals have taken turns leading each other to some pretty wild places in your time here. The place you take Tyzias to, though, is somewhere you haven't shared with anyone. It's where you come back to on days when you can't find a friend, or don't want to impose on any of the ones you've made. It's on the outskirts of town, where the buildings are spread thinner until the landscape cuts upward in the jagged cliff face. Bolted onto the sides of the rock is a tower, or what's left of one. This is an interesting little location right here. Hi, kitty. Anyway. It's on the outskirts of town, where the building blah blah blah. It's basically a heap of scaffolding and rusted-out ladders holding up a half-covered platform, but it's been a good place to staunch bleeding and stargaze. How long has MSPA Reader been here? I mean, it's gotta be a while, right? It's probably been... I mean, his ribs aren't broken anymore, so it's probably been weeks, maybe even months. Do I give off an outdoorsy vibe to you? Does my half-untucked button-up and paltry muscle mass scream, would love to scurry up a dilapidated relic? You worry about her hating your plan, but you kind of feel like she'd complain no matter where you took her, and at this point the die is cast. So heave-ho, you say, it's stronger than it looks. Yeah, I do like this background. Might be a nice little background to just have. You offer to hold her stuff for her during the ascent. She gives you the book, but clutches the mug against her chest. You know better than to pry, but you're dying a little, wondering why she's so weird about it. I know she's got liquor made from viscera in there. Or maybe her Lucius gave her the mug, so it's special. Could be both. You shrug and start climbing. Like you thought she would, she follows you, and like before, she complains about the whole time. And like the structure itself, you both weather it fine. This is a interesting little location we've gone to. What the heck is this place? There's the Ares symbol again. Weird. At the top, she looks around. Is this your hive? Kinda, I suppose. It's more like a hideout. You still feel a little shy about it. It's not as fancy as your friends' hives. And you don't have any weird animal parent to make you snacks or anything. There are only little keepsakes you've picked up along the way, set up on the creaky old table next to some complicated old tech you couldn't get to power on. This must be an old watchtower. From when that was part of her Imperial bitchiness's preferred method of surveillance. She runs a hand over the dusty screen. Is there another sprite that's missing? I mean, no one else is showing up, but, you know. Oh, Tyzias? You learned about her. Tyzias? No. Her bigger, badder, offward counterpart, the Condisk. The Condisk. Ah. So, like, this was... So this is from way back, when Condisk was still, like... on planet. You look at the rusted barrel of some terrifying weapon mounted in the corner, and then out over the landscape and sprawling town. In the distance, smoke rises from a freshly demolished hive. Glinting in the moonlight, drones circle it like buzzards. The Condisk. It's been like this for a while, then. You sit down, your legs dangling off the side of the platform. Tyzias joins you, a safe distance away from the edge. That is one hell of an understatement. But yeah, we've got a time-honored status quo in operation here. Streamlined. Efficient. Brutal. Tyzias looks miserable. That's not what you were going for. You summon up the old what? You sum up the old Roy G. Biv in your head for the 1000th time. She should be safe, right? Teals are middle class? And anyway, she's a lawyer. She's got the powers that be on her side. Saying so doesn't seem to cheer her up at all. I mean, you're not wrong. That being in a position to benefit from the system doesn't make the system more morally palatable. And if I'm being real about it, it's more me being forced to uphold it than anything else. She nods towards the book in your hands. Oh, right. How does this all work anyway? Can't you just not be a lawyer? And aren't there good ones? Yeah, I can quit. If I want to get culled. There's always a choice. Jesus Christ, this is the brilliant. Like, I mean, none of this is new. Like, we saw how shitty troll culture was in Homestuck, but Jesus Christ. Just like the like grassroots level shittiness across the board in this whole Friendsim is something. It's not like I expect suffering to ever stop completely. It just seems like an awful lot of work to do to make sure it keeps happening. And that's the entire job of a legislator. Unless you're purple enough to get away with it, you're just guilty, no matter what. It's just a matter of going through all the fanfare of a trial, all for the same result. It's sick, but it's so normal by now that no one knows how to begin questioning it. She looks more exhausted now than she did during the paper explosion. Like when you've used up all your sadness and all you have left is a deep, broken fatigue. This isn't exactly the rejuvenating getaway you'd envisioned. There's just so much injustice. You continue to try to be positive. Are there not political parties, some secret underground movements or anything? Sure, most lowbloods you've met have a healthy fatalistic nonchalance about their situations, but there's gotta be something else out there. There were a few people who tried to stir shit up back in the day. Hey, I know those people. It's all kind of hushed up and hard to find any information on the history of them, though. Definitely not the kind of thing they teach you in legislator training. One was a mutant blood, and the other had wings. So I guess they didn't have much of a chance anyway. You can't imagine this story have a happy ending? I know this story did not have a happy ending. But you still want to know more. There's the subtlest shift in your tone of voice now that she's doing more than only complaining. It draws you in. Tyzias is a good. One of them seems to have gathered enough of a following to have become a kind of religious figure, from what little I can find out about him. The other one led a military revolt. They both were killed, along with their attempts at change. I don't know what happened to their compatriots. Yeah, they all died. She stops to squint at you. I don't know how you got me talking like this. But in the fuck it spirit of the night, I'm just gonna keep going. If it weren't clear, I'm telling you things that can get me extremely cold. So, like, please be chill. You're so chilly, the chillest, and also probably pretty cullable yourself. Good point. She squints at you a little longer, and then stares out into the night. Her jaw muscles clench a few times before she speaks. Strictly speaking, one of them didn't die, and that's even worse. Good point. Poor helmsman. I have some ideas. She's still not looking at you, but she sits up a little straighter. You feel your spine following suit almost on its own. All of us trained to be legislators like to practice throwing our weight around. Some of us more than others, which I guess you have first-hand experience with. But we don't have much real power yet. We will, though, if we pass our exams. Which I will. I've been staying up most days studying every documented piece of the law, and some underground stuff too, when I find it. There are exploitable loopholes they don't know about. If I can establish myself as a major player, I might have a chance to change things. Some things you can only take apart from the inside out. By now, she's built up a fevered energy, even with the sluggish way she talks. When you shift in your seat, she kind of snaps out of it. Ah, sorry. Guess I got a little worked up. I don't exactly get to talk about this very often. It's kind of overwhelming to think about how fucked up every little thing is all the time. But now I see it clearly. I can't not do something. It's like Alternia is a giant fire, and I'm pissing on a tiny corner of it while the rest of everything burns up around me. Your brain is buzzing with how real that all felt. You can't really add anything to it, so you just nod. Yeah. Are things less abysmal where you're from? Yeah. Prefer not to answer that. Hoo boy. In ways, yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna get culled immediately, but yeah. In ways, yeah, the accused is called a defendant, at least, as in, they get a defense. Her eyes brighten. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Does your justice system work? You exhale slow. Once again, I'm like one line ahead of MSPA reader with just every reaction. It's kind of hilarious. You exhale slowly. Trying to buy yourself time to encapsulate all of your planet's various cultures, societal structures, and similarly overwhelming list of injustices in an intelligent blurb. You settle on not always, not for everyone. Her laugh is short and hollow. So much for enlightened life from existing somewhere in the universe. Enlightened life forms existing somewhere in the universe. You guess until a more kind and just alien life comes to take over, you'll have to make do with each other. Yeah, you're not so bad. I'd like to take I'd take on an impressive regime with you anytime. She gives your arm an awkward tap with her fist, and then looks back out over the edge. Anyway, I'm no religious figure or a military strategist. There's gotta be someone out there who is. Gotta use what skills I have instead, I guess, until I find them. What the fuck else will I do with my time? Keep pissing on the fire is the best anyone can do, you reckon? Then get others hydrated enough to do the same. She laughs. Keep on pissing, huh? I'll drink to that. She takes a big swig from her mug. After a beat, she silently and without looking at you extends an arm your way. You stare in the mug's depths, a little unnerved. It doesn't look like viscera, but you've been burned before. It won't kill you. You're not sure what it will do, but Tyzias is truthful, if nothing else, so bottoms up. What the fuck? It's water. Tyzias grins and taps her temple with a claw. Gotta give the people something. Otherwise they might think I'm the way I am on my own. I'm not stoned, I just pretend to be because people would think I'm weirder if I wasn't. We're just gonna pretend this is substance abuse because it's easier to explain it that way. Tyzias is amazing, I love her. Then where would we be? You know, letting people in can be helpful, sometimes. Shh. I'm fine. You're not convinced? Okay, I'll admit it. It's not a bad idea to relax every once in a while. Get your priorities straight. This was a decent time. You're glad she's glad, but you mostly just talked the whole time about the same stuff that she was overwhelmed by to begin with. Does it even count? You learned a lot, but she still looks pretty wiped. As soon as you think that, she yawns. She's so driven. You shiver a bit when you imagine what she could do if she took time to rest for real. You pat the pile of blankets next to you. It's no bed, or a tub of super slime for that matter, but it's gotten you through enough. She looks weirdly at it and yawns again. I guess my Lucius and my mate sprite will just think I'm in the book hive anyway. One little nap won't hurt. I'll get up tomorrow. I'll get up early tomorrow and reorganize our stupid busy work project. She tentatively lowers herself down onto the blankets. Her eyes close for a brief second before they snap open again, glaring at you with full force. Don't doubt me either. That's really... This is so much cuter with her just kind of poking up over the text box. I've got it under control. And down she goes. You have zero doubts in her abilities, you say. She curls back up against herself, and a small rattle of contentedness shakes in her throat. Out in the distance, the blaze has dimmed to a thin plume of smoke. You hope whosever hive it was is okay. You're not sleepy, so you'll keep watch to make sure she gets up by sunrise. You tilt your head back and look up at the unfamiliar constellations. Your head feels full. It's intense, and not exactly what you'd call happy. But you know you're feeling it with her, and that's far from nothing. Aww. Aww. That's good. This was a feel-good ship. Like, I love how, like Skyla was the same way, where, like, her failure state was one of the worst, but, like, her victory state was one of the best and cutest. And now, Tyzias is doing the same thing. I love it. Yeah, it was cute. Alright. So what's her sign? Let's check out her sign quick before we exit out of this. Her sign is Lisser. Sign of the Charmer. She's associated with blood and prospect. Blood actually makes sense. Like, blood is very much in that revolutionary spirit that a lot of other blood players have got going on. Like, it's funny, like looking at the a lot of the signs for the trolls, like, some of them, like, just make perfect sense on the face of them, like, just immediately, like what's her name? The gold blood with the Void Rot, who was a Void player, you know? Where it was like, oh yeah, perfect, you know, no question, that's obviously what they are. And then some of them are just, like, really esoteric, and you have no idea how that connection works. But yeah, she's Teal Carcat, is what she is, with Prospect Blood. Focal was the, like, her sign made her a Void player, and her whole thing was that she was a living Void. So yeah, just kind of funny how those things work out sometimes. So yeah, so that was Teal Carcat. We are going to pause, get some more water, take a quick break, and then get back with the other troll for Friendsim Volume 8. See you in a moment. Boop, 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 boop. Stop the recording. Bye-bye.